My beloved brothers and sisters, let me start by asking you a simple but powerful question. Do people really need to know everything about you? Have you ever paused for a moment and thought, don't people know too much about me? You see, we live in an age where privacy has become a luxury. People post what they eat, where they go, who they meet, and even how they feel, all for the world to see. And then we wonder why there's so much drama, why the eyes of jealousy have surrounded us, why things go wrong just when they seem so right. My brothers and sisters, let me remind you, not every blessing needs to be broadcast. The Prophet ﷺ taught us a very beautiful principle. Seek help in fulfilling your needs by keeping them private, for every possessor of a blessing is envied. Hadith in Tabarani. Subhanallah, there's wisdom in secrecy, there's barakah in privacy. My beloved brothers and sisters, let's talk about something we often overlook. In a world where everything is shared and every moment is broadcast, people have started to believe that if something is not seen, it must not be happening. But that is not the way a believer thinks. We don't measure our success or sincerity by how visible it is to others. In fact, one of the greatest blessings you can have in this day and age is privacy. Yes, privacy is a blessing. It is not a weakness, nor is it something to be ashamed of. It is protection, it is peace, it is dignity. Today you'll find many people under pressure to show what they're doing. They'll share what they eat, where they travel, who they're meeting, how they're feeling, sometimes even before they take a moment to thank Allah for it. Why is that? Because society has taught us that the more you show, the more valuable you are. But that's not true. Your value is not in how many people know your business. Your value is in how sincere you are, even if no one is watching. When something good happens to us, we rush to post it. We don't stop to think, who's seeing this? Who's feeling envious? Who's silently wishing they had what I have? The reality is, not everyone watching you is happy for you. Some are curious, some are competitive, and some, let's be honest, some are waiting for you to fall. So why would you give them front row seats to your private life? Why would you turn your personal blessings into public entertainment? There is wisdom in silence. When Allah grants you a gift, whether it's wealth, love, a job, a family, or even guidance, protect it with gratitude and privacy. Not every blessing needs a caption. Not every good day needs a camera. Allah gave you that moment to enjoy, to reflect, to be thankful, not to promote. And yet, we've made promotion a part of our worship. We go on Umrah or Hajj, and before the tears fall, the photos go up. We help someone in need, and before the dua is made, the post is shared. We fast, we pray, we learn, but instead of thanking Allah privately, we seek approval publicly. Ask yourself, whose attention are you really trying to attract? My brothers and sisters, our faith teaches us modesty. And modesty is not just in how we dress, it's also in how we live, how we speak, how we share. Some things are meant to be between you and your Creator. Some things are meant to remain special because they are unseen. Just like a jewel is safest when it's hidden, your blessings are safest when they're protected. It doesn't mean you're ungrateful. It means you're wise. You see, the one who truly understands the value of a blessing knows that it's not to be flaunted, it's to be preserved, nurtured, and appreciated quietly. Think of the people who were happiest. They weren't necessarily the ones shouting the loudest about their lives. Often they were the ones whose names you didn't even know. They were content. They didn't need the world to cheer them on. They had inner peace because they relied on Allah and didn't feel the need to advertise their progress. We must learn from this. We must learn that contentment doesn't come from attention, it comes from connection with Allah. Let me remind you of something beautiful. When you do something in secret for the sake of Allah, that act carries a special reward. The angels write it down without distraction. The sincerity is pure, the intention is protected, and the reward is multiplied. But when we do something to be seen, when we crave the praise of others, when we're disappointed that no one noticed, then we need to ask ourselves, who were we really doing it for? This is why privacy is such a gift. It protects your sincerity. It keeps your heart focused. It shields you from the evil eye. It teaches you that not everything needs an audience. You can pray your tahajjud in the quiet of the night and no one ever has to know. You can give charity quietly and no one has to applaud you. You can forgive someone in your heart without telling the whole world about it. This is the essence of real spirituality when it's between you and your Lord. Now, let's be real. We all enjoy sharing good moments sometimes, and that's fine so long as it's done with wisdom. If you're sharing to inspire, to uplift, to remind others of Allah's mercy, and your heart is clean, then insha'Allah there's benefit. But if you're sharing to compete, to impress, to be praised, to prove something, then stop. Pause, ask yourself, why do I need this attention? What void am I trying to fill? Social media has created a culture where people pretend to be happy while struggling inside. You see the highlight reel, not the full story. You see the filtered smiles, not the silent tears. And then you compare your real life to their curated image and wonder why you feel behind. But remember this, not every smile is sincere. Not every face that smiles at you loves you. Not every compliment is genuine. Some people will smile just to get closer, not because they care. Some will praise you in front of others and criticize you behind your back. That's the reality of the world. And if you make your happiness depend on such people, you will always be disappointed. The world is full of actors. People who will show you what you want to see, say what you want to hear, but hide what they really feel. That's why the believer doesn't get fooled by appearances. The believer knows that sincerity is rare and that true friends are few, so be careful who you trust. Be careful who you open your heart to. Not every person who listens to your story deserves to know your struggle. Sometimes your biggest enemy is not far away. They're close. They know your habits, your routines, your plans, because you told them, because you shared too much. And when things go wrong, you wonder why. My brother, my sister, not every closed door is a punishment. Sometimes it's protection. Sometimes Allah is saving you from people who smile too much, praise too much, ask too many questions, and never made dua for you even once. That's why it's important to keep your circle small and your trust in Allah big. Let your friends be those who remind you of Allah, not those who remind you of the dunya. Let your closest people be those who don't need to see your every step to believe in your sincerity. Sometimes the most loving people are the ones who don't comment, don't question, don't watch your stories, but they pray for you when you're not even aware. They remember you in their du'as without needing attention. That is true love. That is true friendship. Protect your heart. Keep parts of your life between you and Allah. Keep your dreams private until they're realized. Keep your worship sincere until it grows. Keep your family life sacred. Keep your relationships protected. When something is special, you don't put it on display. You cover it. You honor it. That is what brings peace. And when you start living like this, you'll feel lighter. You'll feel freer because suddenly you're not living for likes, for approval, for comments. You're living for purpose, for growth, for Jannah. You start making decisions not based on who will see, but on who will be pleased. And the one who matters most is always watching. My beloved brothers and sisters, this life is too short to waste on trying to impress people who don't even care. Every minute you spend crafting an image for others is a minute lost in sincerity with Allah. The people you're trying to impress today, many of them won't even remember you in a few years. But Allah never forgets. He sees every hidden intention. He knows every silent dua. He appreciates every private struggle. So choose wisely. Do you want to be known by the world or remembered by Allah? There is no honor in becoming popular for things that don't matter. But there is immense reward in being sincere in the things no one ever sees. That sujood you made in tears. That fast you kept without telling anyone. That charity you gave in secret. That forgiveness you granted when you were deeply hurt. These are the moments that build your akhirah. Guard your moments. Guard your blessings. Guard your heart. And remember, silence is not weakness. Privacy is not secrecy. Modesty is not backwardness. These are shields. These are safeguards. These are signs of wisdom. My beloved brothers and sisters, we live in a time where eyes are everywhere. You walk into a room and before you even speak, someone is watching. You achieve something small and before you thank Allah, someone is already judging. You post a smile and someone is already assuming your heart is free of sorrow. This is the reality of the world. We live in a world where public eyes have become sharper than ever, but the hearts behind them not necessarily softer. And the more you allow those eyes into your life, the more you invite harm you may never even see coming. Not everyone who watches you is clapping for you. Some are waiting for you to fall. Some are counting your steps not to celebrate your growth, but to question your journey. That is why our faith teaches us to be cautious, to be mindful of what we expose. Public eyes attract private harm. When you put your entire life out for display, you make your peace vulnerable, your happiness easy to target, your progress easy to damage. There's a reason the best of people from the past didn't publicize their deeds. They protected themselves, not out of fear of people, but out of wisdom. You might wonder, what harm can a simple post do? What's the danger in sharing a happy moment? What's wrong with letting people know how far I've come? The harm is subtle but real. When too many eyes are on your life, you start living for them. You stop doing things for Allah and begin doing them for validation. You find yourself more concerned about how something looks than how it pleases your Lord. Slowly your intentions blur. What began as a genuine effort becomes a performance. And the worst part is you don't even realize it. The Prophet taught us that envy is real and the